Not, yeah, no, good, bro. Although also kind of ropey because,
what?
well, you know the Hydra war ended, right? Or no?
I've not been around like 3 days, bro. I don't know what's going on.
I ain't gonna lie, bro. I put up a LeBron James performance to make you proud. It was all for you, to be honest. I dedicated my whole life to you because you're my dog, you know what I'm saying? But like, carrying on. Yeah, the Hydra war was over. I'm not too sure exactly what happened to end it.
They folded. They called to end it.
Did you smoke their shit?
Well, I ain't gonna lie, we did smoke that shit. But our armor is doubled in size, I ain't gonna lie.
Really? The crayon squad rolled out and smoked them back to back to back.
3 times?
Yeah.
Bro, Sparky, you know one of the days I was awake on
crayon squad.
It was John as a Michael from the normal group, and then me, Ico, Deke, who were apparently the trinity of crayons.
Oh, you know, one of the mornings, right? I was on my ones, and these guys pulled up to me 4 deep. I smoked 3 of them, and then Denzel and Taylor pulled up. Denzel got smoked straight away, but then Taylor got the last 2 because another one of them pulled up. Which would be pretty much like 5 of them.
What was a Hydra war like then?
It was sick, bro. I was there from start to finish. Basically carried it.
You and me both, mate.
Nah, I got like we smoked the fuck out of them. We got smoked a couple of times, but like we like. Overall,
last time I was around, I fought
rinsed.
them. They had a jetpack, and I literally wanted to be everywhere else other than in that fight.
So after you went to sleep after that fight, we pushed Mirror Park because the jetpack left, so we assumed it was refueling, right? And as they left Mirror Park, we smoked him. He landed the jetpack on the ground. I smoked him out the jetpack, and then after the fight, we stole the jetpack. I used it for a ride out. Oh no, that was a different time. I got keys to the jetpack, and then we put it in the fucking ocean so you couldn't use it anymore.
That shit is so dumb though.
Yeah, and then after that, I didn't see the whole war.
Oh.
What was we up to?
Can't really remember what we was talking about. We already went over that Gregor stuff. Oh yeah.
You said you ocean dumped the jetpack.
Oh yeah, we ocean dumped the jetpack. Didn't really see Boggo since. Yeah, they were just getting rinsed, bro. They were just trying to ambush and then like crying when it didn't work really. Flippy started crying, so they were being really ratty. So then we just became more ratty, and then
they all were. All of them were.
What was it we were doing though that made them say that?
Well, you see what you know what happened, right? So they pushed the block right after we got out of prison to the point where we had to run in the house and grab guns while they were pushing the block. Because we were just chilling, we had no guns or anything. So then we put up the heat after that a bit and started like pushing their ends after we smoked them. You know what I mean? And like, because before we were giving them like a decent amount of time to re-gear and that. But like after that, obviously we're gonna turn up the heat if they're doing shit like that. And I think that's what they started kind of crying about. And one time Terry shot up their food stall, and that really pissed them off as well. Which I really don't get, bro. Because you know my opinion on that. I feel like if they're willing to go to war over taking one of their food stall workers hostage, then they should expect the food stall to get shot up if you're at war with them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If they're not pressed over the food stall, it's like a separate thing. Then fair enough. Like.
I mean, it's also like, I don't understand why people have standards in war. Like,
yeah,
if you're actively looking for someone to try to kill them, why are you surprised that you're not getting given leeway when it comes to you've just had a fight? You know what I mean? Like,
do you know one thing I don't get? Yeah, well, I weren't even involved much, but I were in like one fight, and it was like some bullshit at 5 in the morning, and then I had a knife fight with Raccoon and shit at like 4 in the morning. Like I was waking up after club. Anyway, yeah, we pushed me apart, like me, Ico, Bones, Kenner and fucking Michael, like some absolute Crayola squad, pushed me apart, yeah, at like 5 AM. Smoked them all, yeah. And then they're like, well, I don't get why you're taking a hospital and that. Like, I'm down to take one, so he can fuck off back and get his mates after, but I don't get why you like, people go out, try and absolutely murder someone, and then just drop them off at hospital.
Wait, who was taking people to hospital?
Well, Bones took, I think the issue with that one was...
Bones took Ash because he fucking...
Bones took Ash.
Wig, bruv. She was dying on floor, blood
so
everywhere,
I think
bruv.
Other people thought like, oh,
put his missus in ICU, Bones.
One's been put into the card, you know.
Even before though, like me, Ico and Michael were riding. Well, me and Michael were riding about, and Ico were on radio. We seen Raoul and someone else in that tailgate, bro, and smoked him. Ico's like, right, let's get him and then take him to hospital. I'm like, what? No.
Oh, so
leave after, them there to die on the floor.
I agree with you though.
Wake up. I hope they're dead.
I think taking one person makes sense. you're not really doing that because you rate the one person. It's just one of them things.
That's
You know
what
what I
I'm
mean?
doing with Park. I said I'm not attacking them all.
I genuinely think you just leave them all bleeding, bro. That's what it
It depends on,
take any
it
of us
depends on the
thoughts, bro.
tone of the war, though. Like, if someone takes one of yours out so they can come back and get all of them, yeah, and just reciprocate it. But
I will say the rattiness was definitely initially started by Arnie shooting down Steve whilst he was getting chased by cops on that first day.
That is also true.
That kicked it off.
Well,
I think so.
I don't think there should be no
the whole
fair play
terminology,
warning.
though. Exactly, yeah. That's what I mean. Like, even saying, "Oh, you're fighting ratty," like it's war. Like, when has the definition of war? When has war ever been fair?
No, bro, if I could get a claymore and put it on someone's doorstep, I would be.
But we did like, so they were clearly trying to set up an ambush, right? And I was trying to play along until Deke actually saw the ambush, and at that point I was like, yeah, well, fuck this. I'm not like there anymore. And then after that, they sat on the construction site for about an hour and a half, so we were just watching them from the peak. They tried to set up an ambush on both sides of the peak, and then we left, got into a little scrap, and they pulled out a fucking helicopter. They were using Antonio, Liam Law, and Chum in the fucking 6. Like, all of them aren't Hydra.
This was for 4 of us, by the way.
Yeah, this was for 4 of us. They're on a bit of like a fuck about late
They
night.
had XSOB chum.
Yeah.
And 2 angels.
It was his first time being around since SOB's disbanded.
When he was in a war convoy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
and the worst part is they backed out a fucking helicopter, bro.
Mid-fight.
Halfway through the fight.
It's so
Mid-fight,
funny
yeah.
that happens here, but we're the ones that get painted as taking ballers in R6 and shit, bro.
Yeah, literally,
Like,
bro.
it's so dumb because the ballers have been around there and chilling with us for so long. These man ain't woke up in ages and they're just in the glide, bro.
Bro, I had a full argument with Ico in the prison after that, Jim.
Why?
Because obviously certain people have soft spots, right? And she was essentially like defending them, even though they took Jim's phone and tablet and left his SIM and chip.
Bro,
So,
John
like-
Bones was sat there after Ash went ICU. I walked up to him 5 minutes after she went ICU and said, "Mum's life, I hope your bird dies." Bro, but I'm not out of fuck a soft spot, bro.
But like,
What did
bro,
Bones
me
say
and
to
Michael,
that?
me and
Fuck all, baby. Just went silent and just fucking walked on.
me and Michael were on about like how like it's scummy and shit because they literally took Jim's phone and tablet, bro, and shit. Like, yeah, like they were taking everything,
Taking it to CEX for a regain.
and Ico's like, I don't want this war to get scummy, and I was like, you realize this is already there, like.
Well,
we were
I guess that
we were
Hydra and Manor relationship ain't too tough no more.
Oh, me and Mick pulled up to them at Sandy, they were doing like news, and it was like Raul, Keo, Raccoon, and Liam. We pull up, they're like, we get an interview, we hop out, all 3 of them just say, oh, we don't know to speak to these guys, and just walk away from us.
Yeah.
The relationship's done for a bit, to be honest.
Yeah, look at this
Thing
fucking
is with
idiot,
Hydra
bro.
though, yeah. Thing with them lot, and like, if their last like month would have been like a pretty peak for them, because they've gone from being like unanimous strongest gang for like a very long time, like 5 years ago, to now they fought the Besties and got humbled, so then they knew they weren't the top no more, and then they
Bro,
fought
Miguel
us,
told
and
me-
then they've lost now, so they know they ain't even top 2, so it's like that pill is going to be pretty difficult to swallow.
Right, the Chaos Legion, as I say.
He said they're next to Chaos Legion, but I think the way they move, they don't move like how old Hydra used to anyway. Like, they're way more laid back now than they ever were.
I feel like they generally avoid
Fucking
conflict.
shagging and that, bro. They need to lock
Yeah,
me
I
down.
just don't think they cared as much
Miguel
anymore
called me
about
halfway
being
through
strong.
the war
I just
and
don't
was
think
like,
they care, bro.
I
They just don't care.
disagree. I disagree. Last
Really?
couple of days of that war, they definitely
Flippy
cared, bro.
definitely cares, but I mean, I don't know.
Every time they
feel
were
like
down,
people
they were
like
just talking
Arnie
hella
and
shit.
Ace- I mean, bro, when did you ever see Ace in any fight?
I don't know if I don't know if him not being away would count as not caring, though, you know what I mean?
Well, but like a lot of, I'm just using it as like an example. Like a lot of people who were around back then just kind of don't really give a shit now.
I think they would have cared about the war, but I just mean in general, like, they don't care as much about
Like, you don't like that.
how they're
definitely not, like,
perceived.
conflict-y and stuff
Yeah,
anymore.
they've switched up, like, old Hydra versus this Hydra is...
I don't know. I
I
think
mean-
if you care enough to back out a jetpack, you definitely care.
Well, they care
I mean,
about losing the
realistically,
war, but...
they're not the big dogs anymore, right? Like, they were the big dogs 5 years ago, or they were one of them, you know? Like, Hydra, like, people really didn't want to,
Let's be
like,
honest,
have
though,
conflict
they're
with them
probably-
and shit 5 years ago.
They're probably like under us. You know what
Yeah,
I mean?
but the groups
I said it
now
to
are
Terry
nothing
when I
like
walked
5
up the
years
other
ago,
day.
you know?
I said
Yeah,
it to Terry when I
100%.
walked up the day, I was like, if you're gonna put Besties like #1 gang, Like, that war there is definitely for a silver medal, bro.
100%.
Got smoked, man. I'm saying it like I did shit, but I didn't really do shit, but no.
Hey, I got mine. I got mine.
I did my bit, bro, to be fair. I was just fucking. I wasn't really awake though. I was just waking up for like 2 hours at like 4.
I'm so happy you woke up that day, bro. That was a crease. I was about to go to bed and you just rock out your house,
We
bro.
had the illest night, bro. It was sick, bro.
4 in the morning, Luke wakes up. Let's go hunt him.
Got active as fuck, bro. I went and stabbed fuck out of Raccoon. I met him for a little
Forced
1v1
Bones
with
to
knives,
come
bro.
on a glide.
Asked Bones
You
to
know
come
what
up
don't
right
matter
now,
though,
bro.
yeah.
He ran about 10 million. Well, we turned up about 5 minutes after I said we're getting shot, bro. We had Deagle. Big Hydra 6, absolutely. Spliffed me and DJ.
The thing is, yeah, I don't
We're on the
like
same
being the
radio,
strongest gang or like or week first, second, third, whatever. Don't matter. The only thing I feel like matters is that we're the strongest in the south side, because that's like our immediate area. Like,
Yeah.
if we stay strongest in the south side, it doesn't really matter what everyone else is doing. Obviously, we'll end up warring them, but like, kind of the way we want to be.